Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Known Realms Tolesh. And would you look at this? We have Lou back! Yay! Hell yeah. Welcome back, Lou. Playing someone new. We're gonna meet her shortly. But before we dive into tonight's session, let's go ahead and introduce our players, starting with Angie.
Everyone, my name is Angie, they, them pronouns. I'm Agonethetic on the internet, over on Blue Sky, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, anywhere that you can find social media. Agonethetic. And yeah, I don't really have anything to promote. This is going to be released in the middle of me being Big Bad Con, so if you saw me there, cool.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
Thank you, Angie. And for the first time in a little bit, Lou, where can people find you?
Hello, name's Lou. You can find me at Luzelia_art on most social medias. And yeah, I'm playing Dolores. She, her pronouns.
Dolores.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Happy to have you back.
Thank you.
Next
Happy
up,
to be here.
David.
Hey everybody, my name is David. My pronouns are he, him, and I play Whistle, the Hobgoblin fighter. Also he, him pronouns. And I am also the GM of the Heroes of Hysteria games over at Stealthy Elf Productions. There are 3 campaigns, all with some really cool people. Go check us out. That's me.
Amazing. And last but not least, Button.
Hello, I'm Button. My pronouns are they, them. I'm Bluebluebutton on social media, and when I'm not here playing Echinacea Belrose, you can find me over on Stealthy Elf Productions in the Unearthed Inheritance campaign, playing Cressida, and in the New World Rebellion campaign, playing Amanita, the little mushroom person who just figured out it has a soul.
Love it. Love it. Thank you guys for being here. Oh, it feels nice to see 4 beautiful, bright, shining faces in front of me this evening. Hi, everybody. My name is Alec. My pronouns are he, him. David, that's crazy. My pronouns are he, him. You can find me all places on the internet at Tales Archived. I'm the Archivist here for Known Realms Tolesh. And when I'm not here, you can find me over at Stealthy Elf Productions in Heroes of Hysteria Unearthed Inheritance as Finn Reese, Jotun Blood Fighter. And you can also hear me in New World Rebellion as a not character. What does that mean? What does that mean? I don't know.
Gotta check it out.
You gotta check it out.
Gotta check it out.
Gotta tune in.
I had the worst intrusive thought, and I'm so glad I controlled myself.
Say it. No, say it. I'll cut it out.
No.
I'll cut it out.
No.
We'll take it out in post.
No.
Okay.
No, please. That's bad.
So we picked up
You just
last...
said not character. I'm sorry.
I said non-character.
I thought you said not character.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Stupid. I'm sorry.
That one hit Button and Lou like an Acme hammer. You know what I mean? There's like a very physical, like, whoa, it will cut it out. Don't you worry about it. I will cut that out.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
I got you, baby. So we picked up last time as the Fated said their final farewells to the city of Illenbell, where they had Illenbell.
Hello.
That's not wrong.
Yeah, technically, but we picked up with the Fated last time as they said their final farewell to the city of Iothalor, where they had spent the last 2.5, nearly 3 months with dealing with the plights that had taken over that city, dealing with Elizabeth, Viola, instilling Lucian as Lord. The party said their farewells, and with Isandro, Helitis, Anaris, Kaelin, and Dorlin. Well, no, that's later. And Reeves,
Aasimar.
the group teleported. Chasm! With a whole lot of NPCs still.
Adamir.
Adamir?
Nikolai.
Dadamir.
Dadamir.
The D didn't pick up. The group teleported to Ilenbell, where we met with Dorlin. There was a bit of a little sibling spat, but it was quickly decided that Dorlin would tag along to Ulkes, which is the party's next destination. In Ilenbell, Whistle was told of some criminal activities that Anaris needed to tend to. Particularly the money and wares of dead Magus Arcana members killed by the hand of Whistle. Zio, what can I say? Zio went and sought out Wit with Isandro and Helitis. The two had a bit of a playful sparring match, and Zio gave the healing bard 1,500 gold pieces that quickly went inside the mattress. Helitis offered to heal Wit, but Wit vehemently declined, saying that he would heal on his own accord. To which Helitis absolutely respected that, and eventually the party, this group, departed. Echinacea... I was getting to you. Echinacea sought out Lorien with Reeves and Whistle, who went to Lorien's room, and the four of them crafted a prelude for Christoph Reeves, who is deciding to, at the ask of Echinacea, stay in Ilenbell and look after Lorien in the meanwhile. The scene was beautiful. A helm was made out of the old helm of Sir Declan the Gallant, and a familiar mousefolk was the one to place it upon his head alongside Whistle, Minri, and Echinacea. With that, the party teleported to Ilenbell. Ilenbell, God, Ulkes, where they made their way to the Ulkesan Hall of Records. And Echinacea met a familiar face in Dwalin Thorvir, who was the head of the records. And the party was quickly, very quickly, off-put by the use... very quickly off-put by the use of automatons, knowing... the party all having their own knowledge of Warforged and Alloy-born sapients. It's clear in Ulkes and Drukamesh at large that automatons are used very much as equipment. They are seen as machinery and not living beings. With that, the group had their discomfort. Some records were given to Echinacea about the day that Zarini teleported into the Hall of Records with them, as well as I believe the other records were the meeting with Ithril. I almost said the other name. And then, still off-put, kind of grading on the temperament of Dwalin, the group departed, and found themselves at an event raising money for satellite academies for the Larwith Academy, who are looking to set up satellite campuses in Aldengate, Scorched Isle, and Sunwall. It is then when the party, specifically Zio, saw Io, their sister, giving a speech, and they could not hold themselves back as they ran forward and tackled her off of the podium, nearing the end of her speech. We had reunions abound as the session ended with Declan walking up. But first, Dolores.
Mm-hmm.
You received a knock on your door fairly early this morning, too early for someone like you, who spends their nights quite active, let's say. You were walking alongside a redheaded man by the name of Declan Alcott. You just spent the last couple hours aiding in this event and particularly moving heavy things. That is what Declan and Io called you for, and you did it well. But you can see as Declan is sort of taken aback by the introductions here, surprised to see. Give me an insight check.
$19.
What you can register are familiar faces. And Declan moves forward to all of you, and to the Fated, you see behind him. Lou, would you like to describe Dolores?
I'll first say this figure is startled. The jump from Zio to someone that they trust and are protective from, they can see that they're related. And so it's an almost instant what is the word? Like,
You're
not
recalibrating.
restriction, or just like restraint.
Mm.
But that like reflex of, as a fighter, someone's jumping at the person that I want to protect, instantly I would probably say I should roll my wild magic
Give me
reaction.
Give me,
Like if it like
give me an
she's
Arcana check.
before I even describe this
It
person.
has been a little bit of time since that happened.
Okay.
So
Then I can back up.
That's true.
if it does help, because
Okay.
Let's just say
yeah.
you probably see Zio hanging on Io more than anything.
Okay.
But
like there was definitely like that a flare or a flicker of
Sure.
this flame genasi. So that is Dolores, is a flame genasi, a thin flame genasi with pale ashen skin. She has fine, narrow features on her strongly boned face, with bright, almost feline eyes that glow golden or ice white, depending on how hard she focuses on you, with her coal white pupils. She stands at about 5'7". Most people assume that she's a bit taller, though, due to her posture and confidence, not to mention her brass-clad heels, or heeled boots, that add a few inches. The sharp clack of them can be recognized anywhere on the smooth stone streets of Ulkes. On off days, she ties her flaming locks up in a messy knot, and wears a well-worn and oiled, perhaps a bit charred, leather duster and breeches. Her clothes are well tailored and allow for plenty of room for movement. And I'll save her the rest of her description for later.
Okay.
Mhm. She's
and
well clothed.
You see as Declan sort of looks at all of you. Oh, hello. Wow. It's good to see you all. Surprising to say the least, but good to see you. He kind of tucks his like loose strands behind his ears and just.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, terribly rude. This is Dolores. Friend of. Kind of looks at you, Dolores. More IO, but we are becoming more acquainted.
Dolores is very entertained by.
This panicking young man.
Yeah, she's just cocking an eyebrow, like arms kind of crossed, like watching this all go down. Like, oh. Pleasure to meet you all. I'm Dolores. And who are you? I take you're Zio. I've heard about you.
Yeah. And Zio is distracted. To say the least. For you as someone who is just meeting him, you immediately see how their eyes seem to flicker between Declan and you, and then finally just the restraint coming back to you. You're a friend of Io's?
I am.
Yeah, she is.
Well, any friend of yours is my friend too. So very nice to meet you. And then reaches a hand out.
She grabs it and pulls him into a big hug. Like, I like you.
I like this friend. You didn't tell me about this friend, Io.
I've been busy, haven't really, well, sorry. Yeah, I guess I just didn't bring it up.
Okay.
Right.
I won't hold it against you. I guess I'll just have to get to know Dolores, was it?
That's right.
And then looks at you, still smiling, but then his eyes veer towards Declan.
She takes a step back and, gives that space. Bow meets.
It's really good to see you.
It's good to see you too. I hope everything is all right.
Yeah, it's There's a lot to catch you up on. Yeah. But the rest, Zio kind of like nervously not wanting to take up the time, and also feeling very sort of frazzled by Declan's appearance.
Declan sort of taps you on the shoulder. Well, this is Dr. Echinacea Belrose, the amazing.
Yes! Echinacea clasps Declan's hand first. I haven't seen you since you helped me handle that Feywild bleed.
It's good to see
You've gotten taller.
I think so. I shot up maybe an inch or two since we've last seen each other. He offers, like, his hands open to hug.
Absolutely. They give him a big hug and then move out of the way for Whistle and then extend a hand to Dolores. I'm Echinacea Belrose.
At the mention of a Feywild bleed, I will think that Dolores's like cheery expression from Zio interacting with Zio, she kind of goes slack, but like, pleasure to meet you, Doctor, and gives you a good solid handshake.
Echinacea immediately, you see as you go slack Dolores, there's this sort of residual like retreat. Nice to meet you. And then they'll return to Kaylin and Dorland's side.
Declan looks at you, Whistle, and is kind of like gobsmacked. Just, Whistle, is that? Io kind of looks at him and goes, "It's okay. He says, it's good to see you." Kind of offers a hand out to shake.
Whistle will look at the hand and then look back to Declan just to make sure he seems okay. And then if he is, then he'll go ahead and shake.
He does. There's obviously like recontextualizing happening. You know, there's some things that he was told, but he trusts Io, and he never got like a bad energy from you. So even though he may have heard things, he's like, I studied with this guy. No, that's Whistle.
This sweet summer child.
Yeah. He's like, this is a good guy. This is one of my dude friends. Yeah.
Yeah, Whistle will shake his hand. Declan, you look well.
Sort of. Thank you. I'm doing all right.
And then...
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
and then turn to Dolores. And I think Whistle, like, looking at your stance and stuff, does Dolores kind of carry themselves like a fighter?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, I think it's going to be one of those situations where Whistle's going to kind of recognize that, and offer more of like a respectful nod. Dolores, I'm Whistle.
Whistle, nice to meet you. What does Whistle, like, is there any clear indications, like, Whistle's usually kitted out in their fighting gear, like...
Oh, yeah.
Is Nikolai visible? Like, is there, like, the
rings?
Yeah.
Prelude is also, the rings are there,
Prelude's there, yeah. It Whistle's not very subtle. Yeah, the Prelude's rings are there. Actually, it is now a giant kite shield that has a picture of all the Fated and stuff on the front. And then at the top, kind of affixed to the center, kind of sticking out the top, is Nikolai. So there's this little red hilt just over top. But then there's also a second shield, kind of more solidly affixed to his back, plus the glaive, and then 2 hand axes at his side, and probably a dagger around the boot. So yeah, definitely kitted out in a lot of weapons.
And Dolores.
I think she's almost gonna... Oh, sorry.
No, please.
Go ahead. She's gonna, like, look around and whistle, like... A mighty fine setup there, sir.
Thank you.
What's all that for?
We occasionally run into trouble.
Io just goes, so does Dolores. Like she can't help but blurt it out.
Does Dolores have weapons?
Not visible.
No weapons.
And then
Whistles. Yeah.
Sorry, David, go ahead.
Oh no, sorry. When you say so does Dolores, Whistle's gonna kind of look back to Dolores and say, "Yeah, I get that sense."
You got me.
And then Dolores, are you wearing your duster as normal?
Mm-hmm.
Echinacea, as you kind of move back toward Dorlin and Kalen, you manage to spot a patch on Dolores' shoulder that actually spurs a memory for you. You see this patch that is a sanguine red, like, theater mask. And you remember this would have been probably around 832. Both Lorien and Thandaril came to Drukamesh, Ulkes specifically, to visit you while you were doing your work with the blotted herbalists. You had taken some time, and they took you to a place called the Crimson Mask, where it was just a very beautiful, like, homey bar, and at the bottom of it, Thandaril surprised both of you with a theatrical group that will put on, like, show fights. And Thandaril signed both you and Lorien up alongside him to face off against, like, other combatants, just to, like, let off some steam after some time apart, and, like, just to get you guys, like, back together in a way.
Oh, Echinacea has felt what they perceived as frostiness from Dolores, not understanding why she recoiled at the mention of a Feywild bleed. And so there's this reticence, but you see a tender expression fall across Echinacea's face, and they'll sort of shyly ask, "Is the Sanguine Mask still running after all these years? It's been over a century."
Well, it's called the Crimson Mask now, but sure is.
That has since changed. That it was the Sanguine Mask when you knew it. But to be more family friendly, Dolores, you would know this. It has since changed to inspire more customers to come on it.
Who's bringing kids to the bar to watch people kick each other?
People go to, like, medieval times with their families all of the time.
This is what it is, medieval times. I love it.
Essentially.
But from the description of the past, I feel like it's gotten more cutthroat, no?
Yeah.
Or
Absolutely.
I like the change in, like, we're describing it more family friendly, but it's gotten more seedy. Lovely. Anyways.
This place is a capitalist society, huh?
Do you fight there?
I do. Y'all should come see me fight. And she looks back at Whistle. Maybe join in.
Maybe.
Io goes, well, there is a fight, looks at a pocket watch, tomorrow. You guys, if you haven't been in the city for a while, maybe we can have a nice dinner. What?
You've been going to fights?
Well, when she gets hurt, I take care of her.
But you've been going to them.
I usually watch like this.
Oh,
It's true. She can't hardly stand it.
The
I'm
blood.
surprised. You're an entirely different person, Io.
No, I'm just more me than you remember.
So glad to see that come out.
Sort of nods.
Gives her a big kiss on the cheek. And then looks at the group and just says, I don't want to take away from the introductions with Dolores, and then grabs Io by both hands.
Mm-hmm.
There is 2 more people I would like for you to meet that are very important to me as well. And then leads her over.
She's like, there's so many people.
we're close to the end, but so leads her over to Helitis first. Says this is Helitis. He's like a mentor. Right, Helitis? What would you call yourself?
Helitis would... mentor is good. Io kind of is a sigh of relief. A much needed force in Zio's life. I'm happy that they have found a mentor. Especially one that looks as gentle and kind as you, and sort of like shakes Helitis' hands. And he kind of blushes and goes, "Oh, it is a joy to be around all of these people, especially Zio. I'm happy."
Smiles, sort of like this beam, when they hear Helitis, and then and as Helitis is standing with Io, Zio will kind of sheepishly go over to Isandro, grab his hand, and bring him forward. And this is Isandro.
She kind of goes, "The letters. Oh my god." She's like, "Hello, sir. Good to meet you. Great to meet you."
And he is my boyfriend.
It is wonderful to meet you. Isandro just sort of nods, and it's quite nice to meet you, Io. I've only heard good things. And she just sort of, the same is true.
And then looks kind of just between Io and Isandro, just feeling very sort of like just warm and happy.
Yeah. Dorlin sort of looks between the groups. "I'm Dorlin. I'm Echinacea's brother. I'm here to vacation and have fun." And then Kalen introduces himself, shakes hands. "Kalen, I'm Echinacea's partner, and just here to enjoy the adventure."
Who are they introducing themselves to? Io over here or Dolores over here?
Dolores
Sorry, I got
over here.
turned around. Okay. My
Yeah,
brain
okay,
got turned
Io.
in two directions.
Yeah.
All right, I think she'll just give him like the same fighter's nod that, shared between Whistle. She's not. All right. And if they extend their hand, she'll shake it, but, staying kind of protective guard dog near Io. Just not like in a cold way, but arms crossed, just like,
Sure.
okay, I meet a lot of people.
Dorlin
Does
is.
Zio pick up on this?
I'd say everybody give me
What?
an insight check then.
Yeah. Like, I just want to know if Zio picks up on it. On
Mhm.
like kind of like Dolores maybe like keeping her eyes on Io a lot.
It's less about eyes and just more like, I am a physical barrier, just like, this is my person, and don't need to.
So Dolores, I felt Io's healing. It's like nothing I've experienced before, and she said that she heals you after bouts. She did something to, I think, my blood, where she sort of made it. I think it might have been hemalurgy, but it was sort of like cooling.
Well, I don't feel that, I think. But it does seem to meld well with the elemental makeup of my body. And she takes off a glove of probably her right hand, and you can see it's like metal and made with stuff. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I instantly forgot the description. But yeah.
And then the roll. What was the results of the insight rolls? I just wanted to get those quick.
15.
9, 15. David, did you?
12.
I think 9. Echinacea, you're kind of like, there's a lot
Echinacea's
happening.
distracted.
Yeah. I'd say
she doesn't hide it.
Whistle. Yeah,
I'll say that.
That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, Whistle, Zio. It's clear that there's a lot of protectiveness and closeness with Io. Very clear.
And then she kind of pulls back the flickery flame of her messy like bang and bun, and you can see, I believe, on her left. No, this is right. Left temple. There's a bit of a crescent silver kitsugi almost healing of metal temple. This is pretty fresh.
Fresh in the sense that it was an injury?
Now healed, but yeah.
It's about 3 or 4 days ago. Dolores came up all levels of beat up. Couldn't remember what happened, and I patched her up as best I could.
Couldn't remember what happened? Wait.
Darling, don't worry.
That's
I get a
my
lot
meaning.
of
Echinacea like, that's what I do.
my job, and I definitely don't make it easier. You know, got a bit of a reputation.
Well, that's very
Yeah.
impressive. I don't know, but I would like to find out.
Zio laughed, and she nodded to Zio, like, you know.
You are certainly the most interesting friend that Io has ever brought around.
She looks at Io like, oh, really?
So, do we want to do, like, dinner and drinks tomorrow?
Oh.
Or is that kind of, I imagine you guys kind of looking at, like, the Fated and co.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine you guys have a lot to do, and I don't want to, impede on that, but I'd love to just maybe show you around the city, and maybe if we had some fun, that'd be a nice way to start. I don't know.
I'm not gonna say no.
I'm gonna say Dolores is cooking on what all has Io told Dolores about Zio, because Zio's been kind of doing the whole save the world shit with their friends. How much is that has that been told to?
I think that's ultimately up to Angie, right? Like, what are the details that have been given to Io?
Yeah.
What's being said? What's being embellished? What's being,
There has been several cryptic messages that Zio has sent to Io, being like, "Hey, if something happens, and then follow with a message following like, "Oh, everything's fine," blah blah blah, and it's just kind of like, what the fuck is happening? So there's never an explanation of the thing. There's not an explanation of the things that have been happening, and that's because Zio has been waiting to do that in person.
Mm-hmm. I think the opinion that you get is that Zio runs from place to place, digs into the things that Zio wants to dig into, and they are, they're a leaf on the wind. You can't keep them in one place long, and details are hard to come by.
I see. Okay.
But that stays. She's like, it's been like that since we were kids. They wouldn't tell me anything until they could show me everything.
Gotcha. All right.
I think at this point, Zio does sort of like, with the sort of coquettish interaction with like Dolores and Io asking about what we could do when it comes to like dinner and the fighting pits. I think Zio does sort of look over to Declan and just kind of get a gauge on how he's doing, how he seems to be reacting with Dolores. Especially with the way that Dolores seems to be hovering over Io as well.
You can give me an insight check.
Yeah. I'm using an inspiration. I want to know this. And I got doo-doo. Yeah. Okay, much better. That is an 18.
Declan isn't a possessive individual. He is not. He looks longingly and very much with care at Io, but he doesn't then look to Dolores with any spiteful feelings, right? I think there's very much in awe when he looks at Dolores, almost like a, man, I wish I was that confident. I wish that I had that level of bravado. I wish that, I could just roll in and talk to her the way that Dolores does. It's not a possessiveness, right? It's not like I'm mad that Dolores is taking IO time away from me. It's like man, I wish I could be like that more than anything. And I think he's listening to the plans. And with an 18, there's very much a point toward the end of it, I think, while we're awaiting answers from everybody, where he's like, I will not be going.
Does he say that out loud?
No, but you see like a resolution of like, just kind of sterner face when, the question is asked, is it something we want to do?
So Zio kind of picks up on that.
Yeah.
Immediately turns to him and says, will you be coming, Declan?
I don't think so. I think I will be, tomorrow night, quite busy.
Oh.
Studies and all that. But I'd love to hear about how it goes.
Okay. Kind of just gives him the slight smile and also looks over to Whistle because there's a letter for him.
Yeah, I think Whistle's just been kind of waiting for introductions to kind of settle. And once they do, Whistle will make his way over to Declan and reach inside his cloak and say, Declan.
Yes.
I have this for you.
For my mother.
He just nods.
All right. Thank you. I will read it in private.
Yes. She's doing well.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, I haven't heard from her in a bit of time, so I was beginning to get worried. Were you all in Iothalor?
Yes. Things have been, kind of looks around to the rest of the party.
We should start by saying that everything is fine.
Everything is fine.
His shoulders stiffen. He's like, okay, everything is fine, so that means that there was a point where everything was not fine.
Would you like the long story or the short story?
Kind of looks at a short story for now, just so I can get the gist, wrap my head around it.
I would like the long story later.
Understood.
Maybe over a few drinks, but this sounds very interesting. She backs up, like,
It is.
We could go somewhere, sit, and chat. Were you asking for the short story because you're busy, Declan, or do you have time to?
I would just like to know something now.
Elizabeth Whitmore was a death hag scion, but we beat her, and now Lucian Whitmore is the Lord of Iothalor, and everything is being rebuilt, and it is okay, but it wasn't. And your mother, again, is fine, and everything is fine.
He heard everything, but his brain is like, Death Hag Scion. Lucian is Lord. It's like whoa. He's like, but everything is fine. Okay.
It's the Twitter news tagline.
Just kind of look.
And if you need it, I can teleport you to Iothalor.
Okay. Thank you.
Think about it.
Yes, I will let that settle, and I kind of waves the letter before putting it into like a side satchel bag. And I'll read this, and then I will let you know. Thank you for offering this. Very kind.
You're a friend.
It's good to have.
Echinacea can't. They hear that and they cannot help but see the first Declan. It is, isn't it?
You're right.
Yes, sweet boy.
Well, thank you. He sort of, round by round, like he gives hugs to all of you, squeezes, and it's like, God, I'm going to go read this, and then, I'll see you soon. I know how to get in contact with Io, and it seems she is in good and safe company.
Zio's just like fighting it. Just fighting the urge to just like, do you want company? Don't isolate yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can, like, you are welcome, trying to sort of like fight that urge to do that. And they are currently warring with the past 6 months of learning how to respect boundaries. Especially because since the last time that there was any significant interaction with Declan, a lot of shit went down because of broken boundaries.
Yeah. Yep. Declan, yeah, he looks at you all with a smile and just, I'll see you all soon. You see as he sort of clicks his heels together, and out the bottom of his boots, these just small little mechanisms come out, and he just begins to fly forward toward the dormitories.
Is Heelys?
He's got Heelys, except they fly
Flying
now.
Heelys.
Drukameshian flavored boots of flying, dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think everybody give me a perception check.
Yeah.
La 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 la.
Oh, I did good!
Oh,
A 20 you would not take home to your mother.
Yay! I love those.
22.
22. Okay, Barbarian.
That's a flat
Yeah.
10.
13 flat. Yeah, no, I think fair enough. I think Whistle, you don't get like the deeper context here, but I'll say Zio, Dolores, Echinacea. You see Io keeping her eye trained on Declan as he retreats. There's like a smile and a light teal blush.
I think Whistle definitely failed that perception check because his eyes are pretty much locked on something else at this point.
What are they locked on?
You said we can see Larwith from here.
Can indeed.
Yeah. So Whistle's just kind of, as people are kind of moving around and Declan's heading off, Whistle's just kind of looking past him up to the up to the academy.
Yeah, you see the main central dome, which for you would have any sort of like academic offices, resources for students, and that is where the High Council of the Divanthir operate. They exist and they live on the top portion of that dome. That is actually where you got the information for where the Divanthir tome was within Larwith. You broke into one of the elders' rooms, stole the information from them.
Whistle's going to look back at the group. Well, do we know what we're doing? Good, but Whistle's probably going to peel off.
Is that the school whistle?
Yes. That's Larwith.
Would you like company?
If you'd like to join me, I won't stop you. But I can't promise it's going to be a warm welcome.
My dear, that is why I would like to join you. Dorlin, you're not allowed to come.
What the fuck? Fine. Okay, I won't. I'm gonna go get a hotel.
We have a house.
I know. Oh yeah. Well then, okay. You guys are. He kind of looks. I take it, and this is not me rushing you. I'm just asking. I imagine this is going to take a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna go get food for this house, so that I can make lunch by the time you guys are done.
Echinacea kind of realizes that this is more of a mission than they might have originally thought.
Yeah.
They're like, you're an adult. You're an adult, and that seems reasonable.
Echinacea, you set a boundary with me. You don't want me to go. I'm not gonna go. I trust you. And I respect you, and I love you, and I'm not... When you think that something isn't... I trust you.
There is no such things as helicopters in this world. So, Echinacea, you know those
Yet.
leaves that yet. You know there are animals that will sort of hover around their young because they maybe are anxious by nature.
Yep.
Okay, so I know that we're siblings. I know I'm not your parent. But also, I don't want to let you out of my sight.
Oh, okay, understood. Kaelin does sort of step forward. Do you trust him in my care?
Yes. Oh, wait. Yes, and
Yes,
Echinacea
and...
hands. Yes, and Echinacea hands over. They take off of their neck this little periapt and put it around Dorlan's neck. This will protect you.
Thank you. I'm very pretty. You see as Kaelin casts Death Ward on Dorlan as well, just in case.
Kaelin, how are you so... Their word, stammers over perfect.
I'll keep an eye on him, and if you want, we can take the abode. I can summon it somewhere where we're able to, and then let you know where we guys land.
Thank you. They kiss him.
Kisses him back, looks... Isandro kind of looks at you, Zio. I'll say whatever you go, if you like.
Yeah. And Zio's going to wrap one arm around Io's and then wrap another arm around Dolores's and says, I think we could go get some lunch. Io, you have anything to do with the fundraiser? I don't want to keep you from...
Yeah, I mean, you did kind of tackle me when I was about to finish my fucking speech, so I want to go apologize to 35 people, and then I'll come find you.
Well...
Don't give me any
How
more
about-
fucking money.
No, how about we meet in the middle? I come along, and I apologize since I'm the one who tackled you.
There's this... Apologize. She casts Identify again. No? Okay. No, it's still you.
And then I can steal you away, and Dolores can come along, and Isandra and Helitis can come along, and we can get some lunch, and we can talk.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Let's go. And then, Whistle, as you peel off Dolores.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a history check.
Alrighty.
Those bubblers are so good, David. Dude, what kind is that?
17.
Oh yeah, brother. Pomegranate acai refresher. Oh, anyway, 17.
Mm-hmm.
That'll get cut. A 17 on your history check. Whistle looks familiar, and then it hits you. He studied with Io and Declan months back. But then there was an event at the school, particularly in the teacher's ward, which is the dome about three down from the main campus building, where a professor was killed. And after that, Whistle was gone. Rumors said that it was him that did it. And that knife he's holding, you know for a fact that is a relic of the school. Because Io talked about it going missing.
Dolores, wants to remember just from the previous, encounter, and now, if Io has clocked it, or what Io's behavior is.
Give me a retroactive insight check then.
Okay.
I like this. I'm
trying to remember, did she seem what was up, or yeah, it's 15.
15. She definitely clocked the dagger. She is not saying anything right now. And you didn't see it, but she had a conversation with Nikolai, so she knows that he resides within it. So she's ruminating over some things, but it is very clear that she recognized it.
And what do I see whenever I look at her now? As we're kind of being towed away by...
Right now, I mean, she's happy to be in a group. I think she's not focusing on Whistle's departure as much, because if I understand correctly, it's Whistle and Echinacea walking to the main building, and then Io and Zio are heading off with Asandro to apologize. You're going with two, Dolores?
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
Okay, and then Kaelin, Dorlin, fucked off, Helitis is going to fly and take in the city. But yeah, you see her, the anxiety's kind of kicking up because she wants to apologize to a lot of people for, blah, 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 a speech not being finished and, just kind of things like that. But you catch a couple, cursory glances at Whistle and just there is a sense of relief there more than anything.
I'm a barbarian. If it doesn't look like it needs to be a fight, I'm gonna trust that it doesn't need to be a fight.
Okay.
So I'm all right.
I want to see Dolores and Whistle fight so bad.
Yeah.
But she's definitely
I'm so scared.
noted. And as soon as Io says "thickum,"
All right.
That's gonna be so good.
That's gonna be so good. All right, and with the party separating, we're going to take our first break here, and we'll pick up with Whistle and Echinacea as they make their way into Larwith proper. All right. Thank you guys for being here. We missed you, Lou, and we'll see you guys in about 10 minutes. Bye. Thank you, Teen here. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Known Realms Tolesh. We're going to pick up as Whistle and Echinacea make their way into the Larwith Academy proper.
You feel ready?
Yeah. There's no avoiding this.
That's true. There's no avoiding it if you want to solve it. So I guess I just want to remind you that you're being very brave. And they rest an arm on Whistle's, or they rest a hand on Whistle's arm, and Echinacea casts Death Ward because they are made of anxiety.
Thank you.
Great call. Okay.
Yeah.
Nikolai just sort of, to the both of you, everything is going to be fine, I think. Just play it cool. As cool as you can. And we will make it out alive.
I think Whistle doesn't voice it, but he is. I think he's pretty nervous.
Echinacea, similarly nervous, stands next to him, and in a move that is rote by now, their hand pops into his chest and it's got a bottle in it. What if you drank that?
Doesn't even ask, just pops.
And we both drink potions of heroism.
Oh,
Nice.
I think I say it has that warming effect. You know, I imagine a potion of heroism.
Thank you.
Echinacea has straightened up like alongside of you as there's that warming sensation. There's sort of the scent of clove and cinnamon and orange in the air. Now, do you really feel ready?
So it's going to hold a hand out and summon Nikolai to his hand. He's got him. He's squeezing tightly the hilt as they reach the gate, and he says,
Yeah. I feel ready.
Good, because you are. And I have faith in you.
okay.
All right. You guys approach the main gate, and what you see guarding the large entryway to Larwith are two guards standing firm outside, wearing this stark blue armored robe set. They wear helms that sort of cover half of their face. It meets in like a kind of curved V down at the bottom of their nose, but the headdress goes up a bit like a rook chess piece, as their shoulders flare out in this very sharp and angular metallic pauldron. Hanging down off of the shoulders of the chest piece are these loosely intertwined chain links that sort of jingle as the winter's breeze sort of moves down, like creating this resonant, less of like a wind chime and more like hand drums. You know how it's sort of like creates that sort of deep resonant metallic sound as one of them steps forward and stands in front of the door, a long liquid-like metal spear sitting in front. What is your business at the academy?
My name's Whistle.
I don't think he says anything else. He just kind of looks at the guard and angles Nikolai out so that Nikolai is obviously visible.
They see the relic. Take him into custody. What is your relation to him? Looking to you, Echinacea.
He is my family. I have come to accompany him. We have something to return.
Looks toward the blade. Take them
Not
into custody as well. Submit any weaponry or spell books now. Willingly, or they will be taken by force.
As Whistle will surrender, he'll kind of pull the arms out. But as the guard goes by towards Echinacea, Whistle's going to just stop him and just say,
If you harm them, that will be a mistake.
Sort of leans in this galvanized breath as you see the teeth are all metal. The mistake was stealing our tome. Give me the dagger. Now.
Whistle's going to just turn his palm up and let Nikolai move if he wants.
Nikolai sort of raises upward. This guard goes to take it. Nikolai does not move. And then the ring
Whistle
begins to shine on both Nikolai and you. The other guard puts a hand up. Hold on. Wait. Sort of looks. You see as they curl their fingers and the rings expand into essentially a liquid metal scroll with the entirety of the story. Signed by Lila Alcott. You see as the metal helm of the individual who halted the other guard from pulling Nikolai, the helm sort of peels back and you see this spring Eladrin face as they just... Nikolai Vokoda's soul is in this blade.
Yes.
Drop your weapon, you know what this means. The other guard does not want to yield. But eventually does. I apologize. You will not be taken into custody, but I will take you to your desired destination.
Dogs are wrestling up top. Sorry.
Guys.
Guys! With whom would you like to speak?
Alec, I'm real sorry, but I don't think Whistle, if I do know a name, I don't remember it right now.
Fair enough.
But Whistle
Vincent Morisoff.
Vincent Morisoff.
Inspiration point, dog. Button's got all
Thanks,
the names.
Button. Yeah, seriously. What would I do without you, Button? Thank you.
Ask
Be
people for
arrested
their
and
names
dead.
multiple times.
Yeah. I think even with the memory of the name, Whistle is going to say,
Where is his body?
It is being held below in our mausoleum.
Take us there.
The guard whose helm still rests on his face just sort of grits. The other. Of course, my lord. Please, follow me. You guys begin to walk forward as the guard still manning the front door. The Soul Forged is a myth. This is a fucking criminal. And a murderer.
Do you not live in a world of myths?
Some myths aren't true.
Oh. I envy your certainty.
Sort of sneers at that, Echinacea. Leave it to the school of myth wizard to be like, you dumb bitch. As the other guard, I apologize for my companion's rudeness. I am Iris. I will take you to his body. And as you two make your way into Larwith proper, we're going to pan over to see what Zio, Dolores, Io, and Co are up to.
I think we were following Zio to say apologies to the group. Can we just like montage it?
Well, yeah, you stop by a few like academy officials and just like sorry. I was like, my brother is impulsive. They are often crass and plenty rude. I apologize.
Yeah. I hope my hefty $2,000 coin donation is enough. Donation is enough for me to steal my sister for the day.
What a great poll, honestly. What a great. It's like 2,000 gold donate. Really? All is forgiven. Like there's a you know. Oh my God! Somebody donated more than 10 gold pieces.
And then Zio looks at Iron and is like, "It pays to be kind." Then just walks away with Io in tow.
All right.
Dolores definitely did a spit take whenever the money was dropped. Like,
just a
yeah.
all right.
Yeah, and as we decide to walk, I think Zio will ask them if they know somewhere like where they could go, and then if you'll allow me, Alec, I wanna make it so that
go ahead. Sorry.
I wanna make it so that like maybe as they are walking, Io strikes a conversation with Asandro, and Zio takes that as like a moment to like take a step back and fall in line with Dolores. As they're walking. So I wanted a chance to quickly talk to you because I've been picking up on something.
All right.
You seem very protective of my sister.
You're right.
Care to elaborate?
What you picked up is what I put down.
It's like, you know what? That's not an answer, but I respect it. So, and just laughs. How'd you meet Io?
She's really holding back the idea of putting a paywall behind any of this information. We're having hilarious. She's like, if you got money, like you can see her chewing on something. Like she takes a second. Well, it was a long time ago, or something.
Couldn't have been
Might have
more
been
than
drunk.
6 months ago. Yeah.
Me making shit up as I go. That's what it is. But she would also maybe not be super...
You don't have to share. You don't want to. It's okay. I'm just being.
What's it worth?
It's like
sorry.
I'm just...
Buttons give.
I'm just being a protective older brother, even though I'm not that much older by like 2 minutes.
She laughs at that. She patched me up when I needed her. When I needed some help. And has done that for a good amount of time since. So I feel like I'm in her debt. And she's just someone of fine character that I think deserves to not have to worry.
Zio smiles.
Only about her studies or what she wants to do.
So you've been keeping her company? You've been... What have you been
She
doing
squints
with
her
my
eye.
sister? Like, what have you been doing with my sister?
Well, I show up. I ask to be patched up. And I give her money to do so, or to continue her studies. Sometimes I buy her dinner.
Pause.
Mhm.
I was going to ask if patching up was a euphemism. I'm not going to go on that. Instead, why do you give her money?
Well, Larwith tuition is pretty expensive. And she uses her resources to, she taps the scar on her. It's not just a Band-Aid, which it doesn't exist because that's a brand.
She never said anything about the tuition.
Make
Plus-
sure she doesn't have to. Or try.
Well, that's not your responsibility. That should be either my parents or even me. How much have you paid her?
Leo, why do you need to know?
Oh,
Because she's my sister. And if I can make sure that she's taken care of, I will.
Alright. But if she's not telling you, then I don't think it's my business to tell you either. So you should ask her.
damn.
No
Okay.
offense intended.
Okay. I get it.
I feel like most people have a side hustle getting themselves through school. Things add up.
It just doesn't seem... Here's the thing. Here's what I'm... This is where the dots are not connecting. Because I know my sister. I know... I can see it in you. She's important to you.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the difference between you and me. I've known her for 24 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I know my sister would not charge you.
She doesn't. But it takes her time that she could be studying, that she could be eating, working a little coffee shop job, something. Because I am regularly harmed.
So I'm assuming that you have a lot of money too.
Oh yeah,
do I
that
see her
face is clear as day. Absolutely. Dolores goes, a lot of money. I don't know about that. Fucking incredible.
I wouldn't say I'm liquid.
Zio laughs at that.
She kind of enhances the flame, kind of I feel like it's gonna be a staple for her to make fire puns
Yeah.
so
makes
much.
sense.
It's gonna be really bad.
Zio's just gonna laugh. Genuinely laughter. I think Zio's just like, I got you. And then walks off.
Zio,
And-
Walk away?
as you're walking off, I want you to give me a history check.
Damn.
History check. What?
Yeah.
History. It's a 15? 14 plus 1.
Talking about specifically the idea of IO and tuition and money it hits you pretty hard that she had a full ride to Sunwall. That was not the case for Larwith.
Yeah.
And given the means of that transition, she has kept that to herself. Seemingly.
Yeah. I think Zio is going to, after noting that with
Dolores.
Zio's going to just kind of run up ahead and throw their arms around Io's shoulders. Hello.
Hi.
Interrupting.
He was telling me about Amine and all the cool ones you guys saw in Eye of the Lore. Bold sounds like my personal favorite because I think I relate to him on a spiritual level. But Kit also sounds really cute. So my opinion on Amine, yes, all of them, please.
I could maybe show you around and see if we can find some for you to see.
I'd love that. That'd be cool. How's it going with Dolores? Isn't she great?
She's pretty cool.
She's pretty
I like
great.
her a lot.
Me too.
She told me some things, and we gotta talk.
Sorry?
Talk about it.
Oh, I see. It's a not now talk about it. That's a Marino. We need to be in a square room with each other, so yelling can't be heard. Potentially.
Sure. It's been some time, Io. I've changed a little bit in the last 6 months, so.
No, I can see that much. Absolutely. But a private conversation, I think, is more than warranted. Also, are you okay? You were looking at Declan really weird. Like that.
Yeah?
Isandro's falling back and talking to Dolores.
You know what I'm remembering in Interview with the Vampire when Louis gets asked, "Are you schizophrenic?" And he's like, "No."
No. And then he's like, "No."
No. Zio's just sort of like, "What do you mean like that?" I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, what?
You like him?
Shut up.
You like him?
No.
Like how much?
Stop.
This much.
It's
Complicated?
No. I don't know him all that well, Io. You spent a lot more time with him than I have, so it's all very surface level, so.
Okay.
What about you? Do you like him?
We're not talking about me. We're talking about you, big brother.
Nope.
I think Declan's a really nice guy.
What? Do I pick up on anything when she just says that?
Give me an insight check with advantage. You guys kind of make the same facial expressions by nature of being identical twins.
Twins.
I think it's pretty clear. Natural 20? Got it. Message received.
Not just natural 20. 2 natural 20s,
Whoa!
baby!
Twin telepathy is crazy. But yeah, she likes him. She likes him big time. She likes him big time. She thinks he's really handsome. She thinks he's, I don't know, really square and masculine, but also very soft and tender. And she has never liked a boy the way that she's liked Declan. And by the time she's thinking about it, she doesn't know if she's ever liked a boy.
Zio will wrap his arms around Io's arm as they're walking like arm in arm, right? Yes, I find him very attractive. I do like him. But that is all besides the point. Because I do not know him that well. And I think there is other things that he has his mind set on. And I want to respect that. But I'm also concerned about him isolating himself because that's what he did earlier. So when we go out tomorrow, you have a job to do. And that's to maybe convince him to come out with all of us.
I'm not going to pressure him if he doesn't want to go.
Pressure him just a little bit.
Okay,
Believe me, he's going to say yes to you.
I don't know about that. He says no to
Yes.
me a lot.
I think if you are honest in letting him know that you would like for him to be there.
Maybe I'd take a page out of Dolores' book.
Yeah. And maybe he'll take a page out of
See,
Dolores'
she pops
book.
a button on her blouse.
oh, wow, look at that.
Right?
Also, no, you're my sister.
I didn't show you my boobs. Calm down.
But it's the insinuation of it all. But yes, maybe you'll take a page out of Dolores' book, and he'll take a page out of Dolores' book, and you'll both be, in the same page.
Understood. Let's go get
Besides-
food.
Besides, Isandro? Well,
That's a lot of man.
Yes, he is.
Ugh.
And it's special. Io. It's more than I feel like I have a right to say right now. We're coming out of a little bit of a rocky patch, but yeah.
It happens. Well, I'm glad you're both here together now.
And I'm here with you.
Yeah.
Hugs her.
Dolores, you want to go get food?
Fuck yeah, I do.
All right. Okay.
Also, maybe just take like a word out of my book. Not a
you,
page.
you think that's too? Oh, got it. Okay. So like half a button? I don't.
No, you're good. Just
Oh.
don't keep going.
Oh,
Like-
got it. Okay.
I think we're good.
Thank
Just
you.
just for now.
And you
Mhm.
guys go look for a lunch spot, and we'll.
I do want to say,
Yeah, please.
just from what she's lightly overheard, she like whenever Asandra kind of rolls up, she's just like, "So, you like see dead people or something?"
I don't see dead. No, I don't
Like-
see. I don't see dead people. No, they're not. They're not people. They're entities that exist within an emotional plane of existence. Not people, but they have a symbiotic relationship with people, and so some would say. I mean, they are definitely sapient. They are definitely sentient, but people they are not.
All right.
He's so hot and smart.
I think about this, and then I think about the moment with the village where Kaylin started talking about it, and Echinacea was like, "Wow, this is gross. He's so hot." Oh God, and yeah, Sandra's like, not people, but yeah. You guys go find a place to eat
Mhm,
lunch.
mhm.
What a great Sixth Sense joke! Incredible. Happy Halloween,
Thank you.
everybody.
But she's just like, so you see them, these incorporeal. Like she's just like, what is an omine? Ghosts.
What the fuck? Okay. And we transition back. Hey guys, Alec here. So I'm going to read to you what happened the last little bit of our pre-recorded session here. So yeah, bear with me. Led by Forge Warden Iris, Whistle and Echinacea enter Larwa's Sanctum of Renewal. Within this space is Nikolai's physical form, kept alive through restorative Divanthier magic. At this moment, Nikolai reassures Whistle that this is not his fault, that Lord Torvish is the one responsible, and that together they are going to fix this. This will not be forever. Nikolai asks to be placed within his own hands, hoping that maybe his soul can find its way back, and Whistle abides. Sadly, this does not achieve Whistle and Nikolai's goal. Echinacea and Aidwolf surround Whistle. who is struck by emotion in response to seeing Nikolai in this state. The Soulforged fighter retrieves his bound dagger, and the room grows dark. In the darkness, Whistle and Echinacea see the visage of the Maiden of Blades, the icon tied to Whistle and intent on seeing the Soulforged prophecy become reality. She refers to them as Champion and Ashborn, respectively. The Forgotten Goddess laments that now is not the time for Nikolai's restoration, that there are steps yet to be completed. In response, Whistle angrily growls, "Fuck that, let him go." Filled with rage and sadness at the situation he finds himself and Nikolai currently in. The Maiden of Blades makes it clear that she is not the one responsible for holding Nikolai in this state. That is the Blade Brother. She then reminds him of the prophecy. With the strong emotions he is feeling, that rage, it is only a matter of time before the first of the Blade Brothers' agents arrive to hinder Whistle's path. The icon apologizes for this situation, saying that it is not the fate she wanted for him. Echinacea, holding their friend close, tells the god that this prophecy is unfair to Whistle. The wizard firmly asks the Maiden of Blades to tell them what to do next. The Maiden of Blades reiterates the goal. Whistle is meant to dismantle 4 agents of the Blade Brother and liberate the Alloyborn in order to restore Nikolai. Whistle firmly states that this will be done. And that is where we end. Thank you guys for tuning in to this chapter of Known Realms Tolesh. We will see you later tonight at 5 p.m. EST for our live chapter 89. We're all excited to be back. We are ready to be diving back into Drukamesh and telling this story with you all. So we will see you guys in, handful of hours. Bye.